Alright, so for the September 11th here, we're going to do like a patriotic review. We're going to do a, kind of like a 2-for-1. We're going to do the Danger at the Docks, Toys R Us exclusive, the gray VAMP version, and the Comic-Con version that was also kind of done in association with Toys R Us, but through Entertainment Earth, through their booth, because they pretty much handle like all the Toys R Us exclusives. That roll through Comic-Con for the most part. I can't really think of any exceptions off the top of my head. I'm sure there are some, but I'm not sure about the exploded view of the creeper, which is kind of a pun, I guess. Like the internal anatomy of the creeper. I can't remember if they had it there or if it's somewhere else. But Entertainment Earth handles a bunch of these. So first, since I've already got this box open, as we'll go through and we'll look at the at this version. And then we'll pull out this one to compare. I've got some other VAMPs and some figures to pull out. I was going to pull out the vintage one of these, but I was going to pull out all the vintage VAMPs and all that, but I just didn't do it. I'm just going to review all the ones that have been like current, like modern. Okay, so yeah, we'll just look at the packaging real quick. So we got the front there, and this has got the, you can see the differences here. And my eel was out of the packaging there, but he's got a gold logo on there, and that's what's different about all these 50th anniversary figures. So if you're trying to get like a low light or whatever, it's not going to be the exact same version as the 30th anniversary one. They have like a gold detail on it on the figure somewhere, plus the base has gold on it, which it's easy to swap out if you wanted to. But anyway, you have like camouflaged VAMP on here. You got the blue, what are they calling this thing, a night raft? Yeah, night raft. And yeah, so that's that. And of course you got the almost like a Night Force kind of Flint going on there with the black shirt and the camo pants, which is kind of neat. Set this eel off to the side. Also, you have the on the back, shows everything that's in the box I just described there. You get the box of goodies with all this stuff in there. All right, and so then when you get to the brown VAMP, it just shows the artwork. The color is different, which I'm pretty sure was just a quick click of the mouse there. And you got the light tan wheels, the tan vehicle. You have the black night raft with the silver logos. You have the black outfitted eel with the gold logo on there, and also you have like your regular colored Flint for the most part. So yeah, and then on the back it shows everything. It's not an exact, wasn't like they went through and like this kind of Photoshop coloring, because like some stuff's like misplaced. I don't feel like did a weird Photoshop thing with that. I don't really know, but whatever. It shows everything in the box there too. Kind of neat. I do kind of dig the 50th anniversary boxes. I mean, I really do. It's like almost like a take on the Star Wars Black Series, where you have like Snake Eyes in the background. You have like Sky Strikers here, and you got a Hiss and a Skyhawk there. You know, you got some more stuff kind of put in there, some Ghost stuff. You have like a nice bold G.I. Joe on there with a 50 and the star. I just wish they're releasing a lot more of these sets. I would like seeing these like split up, you know, like these guys in one set and this guy in another set, and you know, tan version of the VAMP, and you know, like maybe a redone Hiss where they did it like the what Hiss was that? Like the Hiss 2, where it had like the interior storage, so you could like actually put dudes in the back of the Hiss. I'd like to see them go through and redo the regular Hiss tank like that, to where it's like a more utilitarian kind of toy, I guess. I'd like to see some other stuff like that. I also would like to see them come out with an actual 2-seater Sky Striker, which I don't think would take that much retooling, and since it's only the front part of the jet that needs redone, it wouldn't be that bad. But anyway, I've digressed enough and blabbed enough about the packaging, so let's actually get this stuff out of the box and check it out. Alright, real quick, here's everything out of the box. I guess I could do like a little mini version of my exploded view thing, where I take a vehicle all the way down to the nuts and bolts and go through all the parts, which I may possibly do. But right now we're going to just jump into a review of the figures, and then we'll get to the vehicles. So that's just an overview. Alright, here we go. Alright, so here's the 50th anniversary eel out of the packaging with the figures basically stripped down. You can pop his head off or remove his little shoulder armor there, but it's not totally necessary. Of course, you got his little stand there with the gold Cobra logo. Has his name on the front, 2 pegs. Yeah, pretty cool little figure. Just like the previous release, he does have a designated sheath on one side for this one knife, and then he has an identical knife that, even though he doesn't have an actual sheath, it's a gun holster. it'll still fit in there like that. So I'm not sure what they're going for there. They should have redone that. But yeah. So in addition to that, you get his standard, just like the vintage figure, I guess a little scuba pack. Comes with that, and it comes with this little detachable part at the bottom, which I don't know if anybody knows why that comes off. Anybody have any clue why that comes off? I did that on the vintage one too. No idea? Okay, fair. Also comes with a vintage style harpoon gun. Hopefully we're getting this in focus-ish. And then the vintage style flippers, which he's been upgraded to have a peg in the heel and then a hole so it can stand on the stand. So if you wanted to, you can take the figure or take the flippers and you can peg them into the stand, which if you get them too deep, then the figure won't stand right. But you can peg the flippers on, then peg your figures in, or whichever way you find easier. And then of course you have this helmet. Now with the vintage figure, his helmet was molded on. Now this has a separate regulator that's glued onto the front. It won't come off. I don't think it's not molded, because the helmet is actually clear if you look inside there. There's some light passing through it. But yeah, this is separately, which does help because there is these two tiny holes at the top of the pack right here. And so you can go through, and this is what I do: is I go through and I plug the lines in just like that on both sides, because it's easier to do it this way than it is to do it the other way. And I've been tempted to glue these in, but I haven't done it yet. And I'm afraid that if I do, then instead of popping out whenever they get tugged on, they're gonna end up then you go through and it has like the hole in the back and the peg, and you just slam the helmet over and then plug him in on the back. And if you don't tug on it too much, you'll have the lines plugged in pretty firm. And then he comes with a set of like deep sea articulated flippers, so like you can move his flipper up and back, which is kind of neat. Put his toe in, then it snaps in the heel, and then toe in and it snaps in the heel like that. See, so you got the big flippers on. These are considerably larger than the other ones. You can make out all the black on there. You can see his toes poking through. And then of course you give him his little vintage style thing there, and he's all ready to go. And there's your eel. So I'll kind of prop him up here, see if he'll stand on his own with these flippers on. And I'll just set him next to the regular old eel that we got a few years ago, 25th anniversary style. Looks like the plastic's a little bit shinier. He's got different legs. These legs actually have the sheaths actually on the legs instead of on the belt. And I thought this was the same mold, but it's not. Looks like the upper body is, but the upper torso is, but the lower upper torso is, lower torso isn't. The legs are different. The feet are different. Wow. You know what? That's pretty cool. So I actually like this mold a little bit better. But yeah, you get the same details on the backpack. You get the gray in the middle. So yeah, this has the definitely totally different figure. Not really totally, but different enough. I mean, looks like you got the upper thighs, which are different. You got the, like I said before, the lower torso. Because this has a belt on it. This whole holster system's a belt. Whereas this actually has like two, looks like gun holsters, but your knives fit in there. So yeah, interesting. I think this one's a little bit better just because the way the lower parts of the legs are actually slicker. See, this has like some kind of rough, funky. He's wearing BDU pants underwater, which I was like, did the original one do that? And I just dug the original one out. Or actually, I got him off the shelf. Much better. So, good to know there. Alright. So there you go. There's the eel. And we'll just set him off to the back with his other Cobra brethren back here, if he'll stand. All that. We'll put this one down over here. And then we'll drag out Flint. So you got Flint. He comes with his ever-present shotgun. And then, of course, you have a, looks like a little A4. I'm not sure what that is. A little assault rifle. I won't embarrass myself trying to go through all these guns. Has a small assault rifle. A small pistol, and he has a pair of knives, and they are the same, 1 and 2. And so for him, he's got a sheath that's molded in right there for one knife, so you can get his one knife in there if you're careful. And there's no other place for it. He does have a place for his pistol. Has a little holster down here on the leg. Just like that. And then if you want him to, he can dual wield with his shotty and his assault rifle. There we go. And there's Flint. Comes with a gold base as well. Pretty much didn't really compare side to side, but he does have the same harness as the other figure. The first one. This is the regular. Can't remember if this is the what was that? The Legends or Legacy, the premium box Flint. I do believe that's what this guy is. I gave him the G.I. Joe cartoon laser pistol there, so he doesn't have his shotgun on him, but he has a different legs. Looks like the torso's different. Looks like the hands are different. Yep, looks like the hands are different. Yep, totally different figure. He's got the full-on longer forearm look. He's got the more rolled down look, and he does have a different, totally different figure. Totally new sculpt and everything. This one comes with a backpack. Of course, I didn't see a backpack for this guy, but it has a different harness. So yeah, two different figures. Interesting. So I can't wait to take a look at this guy with the Comic-Con version, because it's the same paint scheme. Alright, so what do I think about the figures? Not bad. I mean, it's cool. They've got him in, like, really what looks like modern Navy working uniform. It's kind of like our BDUs, but they don't really call it that. But yeah, you got your Navy camo, urban camo. This might be good for a Firefly custom if you want to use his legs. Yeah. And these guys both have the standard G.I. Joe 25th anniversary style articulation. They both have the swivel head. They both have the swivel, like the universal joint, kind of like shoulder. You got a hinge swivel elbow joint. You got a pivoting wrist with a like it turns and it like does that wonky thing, so you can hold your gun a lot better. He does have the mid torso kind of joint. He's got the metal ball joint on the hips, double jointed knees. He has like the pivot and rotate style ankle, and of course now that I've gotten down to the ankle, I see his second sheath on there. Ta-da! So yeah, he can hold all his gear, which is good. And the eel is the same way. Let's check his hands out. I know the head and everything's the same. Does he have the bendable wrist? No, doesn't have the actual extra wrist joint. Just has the well, this one does. He just has up and down, and this one. They both have up and down. Okay, so they both have up and down joints. Interesting, and all their crap's falling off. And it is like super humid right now, so I'm just like sweating like you guys wouldn't believe. So yeah, pretty cool. So let's go through the vehicles next. Alright, got the VAMP Mark II camouflage version out of the Toys R Us exclusive 50th anniversary set. All assembled. You got the cables going out of here and down there. Got the 90-degree elbows inside the thing. Got the little panels on there. Got the gull-wing doors on. This is the one complaint I have about this vehicle. And it's been that they didn't paint this. Now, on the 25th anniversary one, it's just a dark, gray, which it works because it's a different color from the hood and all that, and the body. It differentiates really well. But then with the Stinger they did for the 25th anniversary, they painted this silver in there. So when you close the hood, you get like a nice silver showing through. One of the things they did kind of neat is this front bumper. The way it attaches, it just clips right on the underside. So if you need to have different bumpers or whatever, and of course now it doesn't want to come off, but it just pegs in those two holes right there. And like the previous one, kind of plugged into the sides of the front, and it was kind of weird with the old vintage VAMP. With the basket on the back the same way, it just plugged straight in. Whereas the old one, you had to like slide it up in there, which is, I think that was better. I think the old one had like a lot of good things going for it. I think they should have kept some of the basics the same, like the way this attached, like the way the headlights were and taillights were. I think this really could have been done a lot better. Basically, if they had done it to where they had like two little tension clips on each side, and they could just paint the back of it red, and do a black trim on there, and you pop it in, perfect. But no, they just kind of did this really weird, cheap thing. Like they kind of said, you know what, the guy designing this screwed it up, and we're just going to have to go with it. So either the body was messed up or the lenses were messed up, because these just don't work. Luckily they're on the back. But yeah, other than that, kind of dig it altogether. Nice assembly, good and sturdy, with the exception of the way the roll cage attaches on the inside top. But at least it'll pop off and on, so it'll pop off before it breaks. And yeah, so there you go. That's it for this version of this episode of the Exploded View. All right, there you go. Alright, here's everything that comes in the box. So we've already done the figures. Yeah, they all have they both have the basic articulation. We just kind of put these guys back in the background there. The face there for Flint is a little more cartoon accurate, I guess, as opposed to the previous version, which is kind of cool. There we go. Alright, look at the boat here real quick first, the little raft. To take on the little night landing raft that they had in the was it the '84 series. Now what's cool about this is, it's been mentioned 1,000 times before, but this is printed on here, which is kind of cool and kind of not. I mean, luckily you can get these decals from Cobra stickers. You can get the Hiss numbers, which might be the right size. I'm not really sure, but this is pretty close to some of the ones that they have. And actually, the one that I put on the back of the engine is one of the Cobra stickers, because I didn't want to put the gold one on there. It came with a gold Cobra emblem, and also all this black text went on to either the box or other parts of the black part of the engine, like either side of the engine here. And you wouldn't be able to see it anyway, so I just didn't put them on. I thought it was kind of stupid to do that, so I just left them off. Yeah, so the boat is like one piece, and then each oar just snaps into place, the gun snaps into place, and the engine was already in place. I thought this was like a version where the engine thing came off, but I know it did that for the G.I. Joe Devilfish. I just never had the vintage one. I mean, I've got one, I just never really messed with it. I didn't remember that I don't know if the top came off on it or not. But you got a little handle there. You got a lot of play in the handle, so you can get it in your guy's hand if you want to get him in there. But it's kind of hard to get the figures like into the boat. But yeah, that's the raft. Set it to the side. It comes with a radio. There's got a decal on it. You put the little sticker on there. Back is hollow. It fits in the boat. And you get this crazy chest full of stuff. It's got a nice hinge on it. It's got a couple of handles, one on each end, and it has like a little bit of a tension. Those little tabs there that are kind of poking out right there are like the only tension that like holds it together. But it is full of gear. I mean, the stuff that originally came with the set, with like the raft, was like a shovel, and we already seen the radio, and let's see, it was a shovel. And it was like a gun, I think similar to this one. And I want to say a knife. Like that. So it came with that stuff. Now you get all this extra gear. I mean, you get this rifle. You get a sniper sight. Hope this isn't stuff that I added in. I think this is everything that came with this set. An axe. It's like a Viper type of rifle there. Got a large silenced assault rifle. You got a smaller handled axe, combat axe, I guess. Looks like a what do you call it? Like a shotgun, machine gun style shotgun with a drum on there. You get a large, almost machete-like survival knife. Another smaller assault rifle there. Another little combat knife, which this looks a lot like the one that comes with Flint. A little smaller. Goes a bigger combat style X. You get another one of the Eels harpoon guns, smaller assault rifle, teeny tiny machine gun, Uzi type almost, small SOCOM style silenced pistol, tiny little crossbow which clips on the arm, small pistol. This is all in addition to the stuff that's actually on the figures. Like each figure has 2 knives on it right now. Here's a giant doggone cleaver-like almost knife, and then another scope-fitted assault rifle. Cool. So you get all that. Tons of stuff. Alright. And now finally to the Jeep. And if you noticed, I have not put any decals on it. Because pretty much it's got like the Stinger type decals on there and stuff. And a lot of black and all that on there. So I kind of wanted to order a set of VAMP Mark II decals, which I think had like a lot of white. And I'm going to probably just go with that, and I'll just leave this one as is. I mean, yeah, it's actually accurate to have like the low vis stuff on there. Like when you have a camouflage vehicle like this, it's either going to be black or like a gray that's like pretty close that's used in there, so that nothing like stands out really crazy. You can look at modern military uniforms and you'll see like the name tags are like done in a color that's like really close, either black or silver, that blends in with this color here. Yeah, there's the gold star that goes on there, which is already one right here. I guess you put another one right there, which I wasn't really a big fan of. But we'll see. We might mix and match these with the Cobra stickers replacement VAMP Mark IIs. And yeah. And the VAMP Mark II itself, it's got a couple opening doors. It's got a steering wheel in there that actually it'll turn. If you're patient with it, you'll get it to turn. Has like the missile launcher. It swivels on the back and everything, and all that. And yeah, a couple of gas cans, which the original Mark II, they were labeled as water cans. I don't know if they did that on the label sheet. Let's see. Yep, water. The big 1 and 2 right there in the middle of the thing. It says water on there, so these are actually water cans. So, pretty cool. This has the newer style wheels. So, yeah. Alright, so as a bonus, I'm going to bring out some of the other VAMPs real quick. I'll go ahead and line them up and all that, so. That's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and just finish off the review and say I'll dig the set. $40. Okay, even at retail, you're talking $10, $20, probably $15 for the raft, maybe another $10 for the raft. We'll say 10. We'll say $12.99 for the raft, so $13. So that'd be $33 right there. And then you get a VAMP on top of that, which would be like if it was a vehicle by itself. You might get between $15 and $20 in a movie year. We'll say 20. So it's really about $53 worth of stuff for $40. I mean, that doesn't even count like all the doggone gear in the chest right there. So, man, I think they really outdid themselves. This was a great value for this little set. I'm just not a huge fan of the way they packaged it. You know, you've got the camouflage with the blue raft, which this is like the vintage style here. I'd have been happy if they just did one version with a tan VAMP and a blue thing, and then been done with it. I don't know why they had to go through and do 2 versions. Doesn't really make any sense to me. I don't know why they didn't do this, the exclusive version, like this and the black boat, and then the tan and the blue as the regular Toys R Us version. I don't know what they were thinking, trying to get everybody by 2, I suppose. But yeah, aside from that, just the weird way that it was split up between new and vintage in each set, and the way that they have something gold on every vehicle and figure is kind of like weird. I don't know why they did that. But hey, I'm kind of glad to know that this guy's actually got some new parts on him, or I should say not exactly the same parts as the old Eel, so I'll probably go back and get some more of the older Eels. But as a set, I would probably give this a 9. The only thing holding me back is just been like the initial availability and just the way it was packaged. So, And some of like the weird stuff with the decals, like putting black text onto a black piece of plastic. And this did have like a lot of mold release agent on it. So if you get one after seeing this video, you need to go through and get like some rubbing alcohol on a little swab or paper towel, whatever, and just wipe everything down where the stickers go. And it's not going to affect the paint or anything like that, but it'll get like all the little oil and stuff off, so it'll stick better. Because like this sticker on the top is just not going to stick, so it's probably going to come off. I'll have to figure something else out. I don't know if we've got any adhesive for that, but yeah, 9.0 for the regular edition Danger at the Docks 2-figure, 2-vehicle, and accessory set. That's going to be 2 thumbs way up. 9.0. And yeah, if you don't have one, get one. I haven't said that in a while. So there you go, guys. I'm going to tack on a bunch of other vamps at the end. I'll just line them all up and talk about each one, not to make this video too long. And comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and keep playing with your toys. I do. And thanks again. Alright, so I pretty much decided to split this video in two. The first part, totally is going to cover the regular version, and then the second part here is just going to talk about the Comic-Con version, the brown version. And also in the first version I tacked on like all the vamps together that have come out recently, like the 2 50th anniversaries, the 25th anniversary regular vamp, and the 25th anniversary Stinger. And I think those were both 25th or so, right between 25th and 30th. I think they didn't come out. They were out before the 30th line came out. But anyway, here's how these guys are packaged. Inside the packaging, we've got these two on a little I don't know, blister, sort of, little vacuum form thing there. One thing I didn't talk about when I talked about the packaging earlier was how you got this blue. I got this one here loose. This cool blue background there. It's real. It's just like the old. I want to say late '80s, upper mid to late '80s stock hardbacks, where it's like an orange, black, and red, yellow kind of explosion kind of thing. And this is a blue version, kind of like a digitized explosion burst, whatever, in the background, which is really cool. I really dig it. And I think that was a really smart decision. Something that was like, it was new for the 50th anniversary, but then also went back to the good old days. All right, so let's get this set together. First, let me show you how it's packaged in there. I mean, this stuff is crammed in. You've got your vamp on top of your boat hull. You've got the lower part of the vamp by itself. You got a big bag of parts here, your trunk, and then your stands right here. And the trunk just barely fits underneath the thing right there, and the top of this meets right there. So stuff is crammed in there. I mean, it's kind of not really weighty, but it's full. So yeah, let's get the stuff out of the packaging and check it out.